Are you just tired of being tired? I mean, you do everything right, you wind down, you hit the pillow at a decent time, but something inevitably wakes you up in the middle of the night. If that sounds like you, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to uncover a really surprising link between what's in your fruit bowl and what's messing with your sleep.
You know, it's got to be one of the most frustrating sleep disruptors out there. That nagging feeling that just yanks you out of a deep sleep, forcing you to make that trip to the bathroom again. If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. This is super common, and it actually has a medical name.
Yep, it's called nocturia. Now, it can be caused by a few things, right? Like an overactive bladder or maybe just drinking too much water right before bed. But what if I told you a major contributor could be something you think is perfectly healthy? Something that's probably sitting on your kitchen counter as we speak.
I know what you're thinking. Fruits? But fruits are good for you. And you're 100% right. They are. But when it comes to nocturia, the type of fruit you eat, and more importantly, when you eat it, that can make all the difference. The connection is surprisingly direct, and it all comes down to 3 key things that explain how that healthy apple can become a nighttime problem.
So here's how it all breaks down. First, we've got acidity. Some fruits are highly acidic, and that can really irritate your bladder lining, making you feel like you have to go all the time. Second, sugar. High sugar fruits can actually make your body produce more urine, and this is especially true for diabetics. And third, water content. I mean, it's simple. Fruits with a ton of water can overload your system if you eat them too late at night. Once you get these 3 things, acidity, sugar, and water, you've got the power to make way smarter choices for your sleep.
Okay, so now that we get the why, let's talk about the how. How do you take back control of your nights? Look, this isn't about giving up fruit altogether. Not at all. It's about being strategic. Let's walk through 4 simple golden rules that are going to help you do just that.
Rule number 1, choose your fruits wisely. Always try to go for low-acid options first. Number 2, and this one is a game changer, time it right. Seriously, enjoy your fruit in the morning or early afternoon, not as a late-night snack. 3, portions and pairing. Stick to just 1 serving, and try pairing it with a protein or a healthy fat to keep your blood sugar stable. And finally, my favorite, become your own health detective. Keep a simple food diary for about a week. It is the best way to figure out what your personal triggers really are.
All right, with that game plan in mind, let's start building your sleep-friendly shopping list. We'll kick things off with the fruits you can confidently enjoy, knowing they're going to be working with you, not against you. And first up is the humble banana. You know, you might just think of it as a quick snack, but when we're talking about bladder health, it is an absolute all-star for being incredibly gentle on your system.
So what's the magic here? Well, bananas are low acid, which means no bladder irritation. They're also packed with fiber for good digestion, and they are rich in potassium. And this is key because potassium is crucial for nerve and muscle function, and that includes the very muscles that control your bladder. Just a quick heads up, if you have any kidney issues, the high potassium can be a concern, so definitely check with your doctor on that one.
Next up on our safe list is the pear. It shares that awesome low acid quality with bananas, but it brings its own special something to the table, especially when it comes to fiber.
Pears are just fantastic. They're loaded with fiber, and they won't cause that annoying bladder irritation. But here's a pro tip for you. Try to eat them when they're just right, not super mushy and overripe. As a pear gets older, its sugar content gets way more concentrated, and that can turn a bladder-friendly fruit right back into a bladder irritant.
Okay, don't let their small size fool you for a second. Blueberries are a true powerhouse, and they are packed with specific benefits that can directly help you get better bladder control.
You see, blueberries are great because not only are they low in acid, but they are loaded with these amazing antioxidants called polyphenols. These little guys are awesome at reducing inflammation in your body, and they can even help with blood sugar regulation. It's a total win-win for your bladder health.
And now for a fruit that perfectly shows us just how important timing is. Watermelon. This is the classic example of a fruit that can be your best friend or your absolute worst enemy, and it all depends on what time it is.
This right here is our timing rule in action. If you eat watermelon during the day, it's amazing. All that water helps you flush out your system and even reduces water retention. But eat that same slice of watermelon in the evening, and you're pretty much just filling up a water tank that is guaranteed to wake you up in a few hours. When it comes to watermelon, timing is everything.
So, we've covered what to eat, but knowing what to avoid, that's just as important. So let's dive into the common culprits, the fruits that are well known for irritating the bladder and messing with your sleep.
The most obvious offenders are going to be the high-acid fruits. You know, the usual suspects, oranges, lemons, grapefruit. But don't forget the tomato. Yep, technically it's a fruit, and its high acidity can be a major trigger for that feeling of urgency and having to go all the time.
And this next one is a big one because it kind of goes against everything we've ever been told. We all reach for cranberry juice to help with the UTI, right? Well, here's the twist. While it can help prevent certain infections, for nocturia, its high acidity can actually cause the very problem you're trying to fix.
And finally, to round out our what to limit list, just remember that watermelon rule. No high water fruits in the evening. And also be a little careful with the super concentrated sugars in dried fruits like dates and raisins. They can spike your blood sugar and ramp up urine production.
Okay, wow, we have covered a lot. So let's boil it all down into a super simple action plan you can literally start using tonight for a better night's sleep.
Let's put this all together. Here's your checklist. On the do list, stick with the low-acid fruits like bananas, pears, and apples. Enjoy them in the first half of the day. And remember to control your portion size and pair them with a protein. And on the don't list, avoid citrus fruits, tomatoes, and that tricky cranberry juice. And of course, no watery fruits in the evening. It's a pretty straightforward guide from much more restful might.
You know, the biggest takeaway here is that you have way more control over your sleep than you might think. This isn't about restriction. It's just about making a few smart, simple swaps. That healthy snack you love might just need a new schedule. And who knows? Your key to unlocking a full, amazing, uninterrupted night of sleep might just be hiding in your fruit bowl.